Well,
Yeah, I know.
we're going to have her flogged.
Right. In the town square.
Yeah. Now, you talk about hard work. Rowing out
Yeah,
to your lobster pots.
that's backbreaking and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And it scared Nana to death.
And he's out there day after day.
Yeah. Of course, there's times where you can't lobster.
Mm-hmm.
And also when Nana got to the point where I think she was probably on his case about being scared, so he got a job filleting fish.
On the dock.
On the dock. And when we'd go to pick him up to bring him home, he couldn't acknowledge anybody. He'd stand, you stand, and the fish was coming in here on a conveyor belt.
Okay.
And you grab fillet, and then the filleted fish goes here. The women down that end would pack them in like frozen boxes to go to the market, I guess.
Okay.
But he, if you watched very carefully, he knew I was there. And he just, but he couldn't acknowledge me at all or anyone else.
A company rule?
Yeah.
So what are you doing there?
Picking him up from work to bring him home.
Okay.
If we were there for the weekend or for the...
Okay, right.
For whatever. And the man that owned that place had more money than God.
Oh, yeah.
And what a home. It was a mansion.
Do you remember where?
I don't know where. I know it was in Gloucester, overlooking Gloucester Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that they had, I used to stay with them. There was Angela was like a couple years younger than I am. So she and I, would play together when I went there. But they had a gardener. Nobody has a gardener back then. I mean, this was just, and the yard was all flowers. And it was terraced down to the ocean. It was gorgeous.
Wow.
It was gorgeous.
Wow. So I'm trying to think, was this like Bird's Eye or what's the other one? Morton?
No, Favaloro.
Favaloro?
Favaloro was the last name, Captain Frank Favaloro. And, but nobody, you couldn't, I can't imagine. No, you're not going to have a conversation with me when you're supposed to be working, I'm sorry. But you couldn't nod.
No.
They'd watch. From a mezzanine level, I could look down and see what you were doing.
So it's in the big, warehouse?
Yeah.
Gorton. What did I say? Morton? I was thinking Gorton.
Mom, my mother worked for Gorton here.
Yeah, okay, last one. Your mother, yeah. What, as a child?
Yeah, when she got out of high school.
Yeah. I suppose all the jobs in Gloucester were fish related.
Well, she had a job. He was an inventor.
Who was?
Hammond. John Hayes Hammond. He lived on Hesperus Avenue. It was a castle.
Hammond Castle, I've heard of that.
Right. My mother was his secretary.
Really?
And he would go to Europe for a few months.
How nice.
Well, no, I mean, we're working here, dear. Like to pick out marble for the whatever.
Oh, right.
But she said we loved it. They had an indoor swimming pool. So the help would get together and they'd use the pool and, party time.
Because the Hammonds are gone.
Well, he's in Europe.
Yeah.
Picking out marble.
But the staff is still there taking care of the house.
Well, sure, you got the cooks, the cleaners. My mother was a secretary Yeah. And the Gershwin brothers used to go there to visit. No. George and Ira Gershwin.
Oh, music. Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
My mother had some good jobs.
Yeah. Jeez.
I don't know what he invented.
Little Eva Viator.
Yeah. Had some good jobs. And she never really looked for a job. They always found her. But, she had a good reputation and she was smart.
Yeah, I found something where she was called Little Eva.
Yeah, well, because Nana was Big Eva, if you call.
Oh.
Which one do you want?
Little Eva,
Yeah.
Big Eva. I
Yeah.
didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she almost sounded like a singer herself. Little Eva and the,
Yeah,
you know,
and the
whatever.
crumpets or something. Right?